It's the hashtag Simply Cyber, COMMUNITY. Here to break the cycle, this is vital more than you and I. Yeah, it's exciting, it don't matter what your title is. You can grab a friend or two or three or four and invite them in. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good time. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Dr. Auger is a OG, got that potion, the elixir. Got devotion to all those who keep us showing up to witness. Fit the tricks and quips and all the tips to raise your cyber fitness. Switching up the routines, pass it off to James McQuigger. Keep the people smiling, hit that follow, that's a good decision. Every week, today, tomorrow, I encourage y'all to listen. We gon' teach y'all way more than how to protect yourselves from phishing. More like being confident so you can recognize a vision. On a mission, it's official, we gon' get through all these issues. Time for Jawjacking, baby, this is more than a tradition, yeah. Oh, I can't forget to recognize the mods. They the engine, they the reason that you leave and feeling charged. It's a Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's a live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's a Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's a live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Yeah. What else can I say? I hope you find some value in this place and have yourself an awesome day. Simply Cyber's here to stay. So let's all put our hands together ready. Time to hang with Dr. A.
Alrighty, good morning everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. This is episode 891 of your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, as always, Dr. Gerald Auger. Just now, today, like right now is the first time I've spoken today, and I'm now realizing my voice sounds a little gruffy. That's all right. We'll just pour some GRC Mafia French roast down the gullet and see what happens. Guys, over the next hour, me, you, AA Witherspoon, Code Brew, Nerman, Augusta Delgado, Murrah Levy, Michael Huskin, the mod team, so many of y'all, we are going to be shredding, just absolutely eviscerating, face melting the top cyber news stories of the day, and I'll be doing everything within my capability and power to distill the, I don't want to say to distill the essence out of the story, because that's not what I'm doing. What I want to do is give you the top news stories so you're aware, but then drive down past the headline and actually mine out value for practitioners. I'm a GRC dork. I know the entire NIST 853 catalog. I know the different families. I know different functions. The idea is that no matter what happens, you can either identify a breakdown in control or the presence of a control that minimize the impact of a damage. Whatever it is, my job over the next hour is to level you up like an absolute boss, helping you be the CEO of you. And on top of that, we have a friggin' good time up in here. It's all about good times, all about support and inclusion. Let's go Simply Cyber. Now, I want to let you know, if you're not a practitioner and you're like, well, what am I going to do? How am I going to use this information to drive cyber risk reduction? I'm just trying to get a job. Well, my friend, you're going to be asked in any job interview, how do you stay current? This podcast right here is what many people would call a banger, maybe a cheat code. If you're a boomer, right, you're still trying to get into industry, you can be like, it's G. Willikers, golly gee swell. Like this right here kicks massive butt, believe me. And you will be asked in any job interview, how do you stay current? My friends, this is an answer. And when they say, oh, tell me more about that, you should be able to take any of the stories that we talk about, any time of the day, any activity, and be able to just drop it right there in the interview. At least have one on hot standby. You don't have to memorize all the stories, but pick one, work through it, be able to drop it in an interview. Believe me, you're gonna be happy. Now, I want you to know I don't research or prep for any of these stories.
Ain't nobody got time for
I barely had time to get a cup of coffee going today. You know what you picking up what I'm putting down? Kimberly Can Fix It knows what I'm talking about. Justin Gold, the crypto master himself, knows what I'm talking about. Guys, I just don't have time to do it, right? So we're authentic, whether the camera's on or off. I'm doing this. You're all doing this. It's all about good times. Now, before we get into it, let me say holler and shout out to the stream sponsors, those who enable me to bring this heat to you every single day, including on Wednesdays, where we're going to go around the world and show you just how friggin' awesome this community is. What's up, Patrick? Blue badge, Patrick No K. Good to see you in the house, guys. Let me do a quick little ad read here. We're going to talk about Delete Me for a second. If you're using Delete Me, sound off in chat. I've been using it. I know several of you do use it. Listen, Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone, including you, vulnerable, including me, vulnerable. Delete Me does all the hard work. Thank you very much. I have very little time to do things. I was recently told I suck at delegating. Well, Chris Whitlock, to dox the man who said I was terrible at delegating, allow me to show you how I delegate managing my online privacy. Delete Me does all the hard work of wiping me and my family's personal information, data from data broker websites, and you and your family's personal information from the data broker's website. As someone with an active online presence, privacy is really important to me because all this data gets out there. It's on these data broker sites. They're sharing it. They're selling it. And I feel like I don't have control over it. And my kids' information is in there. My wife's information is in there. So, for me, I want to help make an effort to manage that information. I'd like to delegate that online data privacy management. I'm not a huge privacy zealot. I'm not trying to make bug out videos on how I can get to the woods in 10 minutes with a bug out bag. But I do like to manage my online privacy. Take control of your data. Keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now at a special discount for Chris Whitlock and all Simply Cyber listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber and use promo code simplycyber at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber and enter code simplycyber at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/simplycyber, code simplycyber. Thank you very much, guys. Now, let me tell you really quickly about Barricade Cyber Solutions and their Fortify 365 solution. Is your Microsoft 365 environment secure with business email compromise attacks on the rise? Your entire operation could be at risk. Guys, don't sleep on business email compromise. It's kind of the silent killer. People will flip out and lose their mind over ransomware. Business email compromise, CFOs will just write it off and keep on trucking, which is very attractive to threat actors. Barricade Cyber's Fortify 365 can help you out. Their team of experts implements proven security standards to protect your business from cyber threats, ensure compliance, and safeguard your data. They've helped countless organizations, including my own, strengthen their M365 defenses with tailored solutions that address real-world vulnerabilities and threats. Don't wait until after a breach to take action. Go now to Fortify 365, fortify365.com today to learn how they can secure your environment. Here's the deal, guys. I'll make it very, very blunt and simple. If you're running in Azure and M365 and you haven't properly configured your environment, set it up for success, done the basic cyber hygiene things, and you don't have time for it, there's no shame in that. Barricade Cyber can help you do that, and Eric knows what he's doing. Holla to Barricade Cyber. All right, guys, and of course, Antisyphon training. Who here is not going to virtual Blue Team Summit? Antisyphontraining.com, links in the description below. All these have links in the description below, frankly. Antisyphon Training is hosting a free, say it with me, free cybersecurity conference. It's virtual, and you can speak at it if you want. I'm telling you guys, I am so passionately strong for the value and the impact of speaking at conferences that I really want to tell you about this. And I even made a video on the YouTube channel on how to submit your first CFP, which is basically submitting a talk idea. Here's the link. I'll drop it in chat. Here's the deal. Punch imposter syndrome in the friggin' neck, right in the Adam's apple, just and submit a talk. Even if you get accepted, you can decline. It's very low risk. But if you get accepted and you speak, oh my God, let it go. You're going to be like Elsa in Frozen. Let it go. Let it go. You're going to friggin' be off and running like a rocket taking off. on your career. Speaking at conferences, huge, huge value. Believe me. We do it at Simply CyberCon too. All right. We'll do the Threat Locker read a little bit later, but right now I want you to know every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief is worth half a CPE. So whether you're in whether you got jury duty or you're going for your second round interview for an AI security engineer, I'm looking at you, Phil Stafford. Let's go. If you're here, say what's up in chat. Grab a screenshot. Priceless Pancake. Grab the YouTube title name that says June 4th Top Cyber News. And that's as simple as that. File it away once a year. Count your screenshots. You can get up to 120 CPEs. This isn't a joke. You need to get CPEs to maintain certs. They suck to maintain if you don't, have these like large swath options. The Daily Cyber Threat Briefing is here to sort you out. Believe that. If today's your first episode, friends, hashtag first timer in chat. If you're a regular, please welcome the first timers as they come in. But hashtag first timer. Guys, I see Funky Monk in chat, which means only one thing. Let's strike while the iron's hot. Guys, Wednesdays, every single day of the week is a special segment, and Wednesdays is Worldwide Wednesday, where I have the distinguished privilege and pleasure to show you how amazing this effing community is. Hashtag Team SC. We are international, we are diverse, and we are inclusive of anyone who wants to be all about good times and level up on a cybersecurity. Newcomers, long-timers, regulars, Team SC squad members, we're all here. Let's do it together. I'm going to call it out. You tell me where you are. Marcus, compliments of Marcus Kyler of the Yeet crew, the Detroit Rock City crew. Got this world map. Let me take a slug, and then I'm going to ask you where you are. Funky Monk, I'm going to start with you. All right, here we go, yo. Setting the clock to 2 minutes, 22 seconds. We're off and running. Where are you? Funky Monk is in Australia. Dink. We got that cooking. Tell me where you are. Ryan Spishok's in Baltimore, bringing the United States online. Michael Huskins is in San Antonio. Good to see you, Michael Huskins. I'm sure Dennis Keefe is in Florida. BBB Band, Dallas, Texas. Gary Sturgiadis, New Orleans. What up, North Carolina? Let's go. Cleveland in the house. Straya, Australia. Dirty Jersey, Amelia Garcia. Dragos is bringing Romania online, guys. Somebody let Europe know that we are online. Where's Romania, yo? Romania, dink. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Oh, don't you know, Steve Young. Arizona's in the house. Hotlanta. Way to go, Casey Cromer. I love it. Ethiopia, Medine G, as always, bringing Ethiopia and Africa online, guys. We're already cooking. We're South America and Asia. We got Charlotte, North Carolina with Silence Poet. Blood, Sweat, and Rages in Chi-Town. We got John in South Carolina. I feel you, buddy. Funny to bringing Bangladesh and Asia online. What's up? Asia is in the hizzy. Dirty Jersey, Chicago again. We got Columbia, Louis Salo. All right, guys, we just did it. Took what? Whoops. Took less than a minute. We are here. Egypt's in the house. Now we're just flexing, y'all. Hunts Vegas, Alabama. Not to be confused with Manch Vegas, New Hampshire. Montreal, Quebec. Bonnie Charles bringing Canada online. Co-Canada. Nice. Flow Ride is Sunshine State, baby. I love it. Jersey, Trinidad, Tobago. I'm going to have to use the cheat code here. Trinidad, Tobago. We got you online there. Finland, baby. I love you, Scandinavia. What's up, Philly? Brotherly love. I love it. I love the brotherly shove. Buenos Aires, Argentina. All right, here we go. Roswell, UK. I guess I have to say no more, huh? There you go. Arkansas. Very nice, Data Geek. I love it. Nice. Buenos Aires. Yes, yes. Thunder Country, Oklahoma. Kinomed says, what's up? All right, Detroit's in the house. The Philippines, Michael Vito. Michael Vito. Love it. Triple D's got a friend. Tanzania. That's down here in Africa, isn't it? Oh, that's Zimbabwe, Botswana. Hold on, I'm going to have to use the cheat code. Tanzania. Do we not have Tanzania on here? Oh, I don't have Tanzania. I don't have Tanzania. Hold on. Oh, United Republic of Tanzania. Hold on one second. Jesus criminy. Hold on one second. Things have gone... Something's gone wrong here. Hold on. I need an adult. Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. We've got it online now. Tanzania is in the house. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Hey, guess what? Let's do the roll call here. We have North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, and Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. This is how we go around the world like a bunch of bosses. Oh, I love it. Very nice, guys. You guys are crushing it. Way to go. And I really hope you guys can appreciate as much as I can just how impressive this is. This is live. This isn't the Simply Cyber community at large. This is live right now in chat worldwide. We got Phil Stafford and Elliot Matisse getting up in the middle of the night, basically 5 a.m. Funky Monk's about to go to bed in Australia, and everything in between. Guys, thank you. It just absolutely blows my mind, and it's a testament to how amazing this community is. Thank you very much. All right, now, as fun as that was, you know we got work to do. Let me run the Threat Locker ad, and then we're going to get talking about Meta and Yandex de-anonymizing Android users' web browsing data. Yes, brews and hacks. And was there an Antarctica? I love it. For those who don't know, I have been to Antarctica 3 times. I'll go ahead and light it up just for the lulz. All right. All right, let's do Threat Locker, and then when we come back, it's going to be all about Meta doing all sorts of shenanigans with Yandex. Let's go. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, Threat Locker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with Threat Locker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust Threat Locker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. Threat Locker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Hero support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how Threat Locker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com. All right, let's go.
CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. I'm Sarah Lane.
I do like Georgie pies.
Meta and Yandex are de-anonymizing Android users' web browsing identifiers. Research group Local Mess posted on its GitHub page a lengthy explanation of how Meta and Yandex are both exploiting Android's Browser 2 app communication to de-anonymize users by linking web activity to app identities through Metapixel and Yandex Metrica trackers. This method bypasses both Android and browser privacy protections by abusing local host ports, letting Facebook, Instagram, and Yandex apps harvest unique web identifiers. Google says the practice violates the Play Store rules and is working on fixes. Meta and Yandex claim they're pausing or ending the behavior amid ongoing discussions.
Yeah, okay. Number one, is anyone with me on this one? Dude, I would have bet money that matters, not my house, but I would have bet, money that matters to me. Like I would have picked up the check at the table for a group outing on a bet that Yandex was Chinese based. I did not know. Did you guys know Yandex was Russian based? Yandex is basically Google, and it's very, very hot. It's so hot.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
For OSINT. People who do OSINT, Yandex is definitely in their toolbox. I swear to God it was Chinese. Today, years old, I learned it was Russian. Number 2, abusing privacy rights of individual citizens. Welcome to 2025. You know what's gross about this? 2 things. One, now that they got their hand firmly caught in the cookie jar, they are they're going to stop now. Now, whether they stop or not, that's that's to be determined. I'm kind of with, I think Code Brew said something. Exactly, yeah. Code Brew says in chat, pausing the behavior to find another way to do it without being caught. Exactly. Dude, when you were a kid and you were doing something you weren't supposed to do, I mean, I grew up in the 80s. I don't know, everybody had their own thing. My dad's passed away now, so I guess the statute of limitations has changed. But if I got caught something doing I wasn't supposed to do, I would get like a belt, right? Or a wooden spoon or I would be corporal punished. And so in this instance, man, and I'm not supporting or endorsing corporal punishment. I'm just telling my story here, right? Like with this one, you get caught like straight up flagrantly violating policy. And you're like, I mean, what is this, like a 90s sitcom? Like, you got me. Like, there's like an audience laugh track that plays underneath. You're like exploiting people's privacy. You got me. What the hell is going on with that? All right, so that's number one. Number two, this is so on brand. Dude, Meta, again, I recently read this book, and if you want to read it, it came recommended from Tom Lawrence. I read it on audiobook. I listened to Sarah Wynne Williams, the author of the book, read it. It's called Careless People. Essentially, if I can summarize it in a couple sentences, think about Facebook starting out with like a very like righteous mission, connect the world, and then like Mark Zuckerberg is basically Anakin Skywalker's story arc or whatever. Starts off with like all the righteous ideas and all the great things, and then slowly gets corrupted by like greed and power and like a disassociation with like society and like normal people who have normal problems. And then like basically just turns into like a Sith Lord. Okay, I'm completely simplifying all this. I am not saying Mark Zuckerberg is a Sith Lord. I'm just saying like the bend from like just trying to be an engineer and do good things all the way to like, influencing, national governments. Okay, that's what this story is about, okay? So when I see this story about how Meta is harvesting privacy data and selling it and making money off of it, right? Straight cash, homie. My surprise face is pretty, like, the meme of the kid, the school photo kid. Oh, I'm going to pull it up. I guess it's going to be one of these days. Like, this is my inner monologue when I see this story, right? Like, if you're looking on chat, it's the kid who's like, like the school photo kid. This is me right now when I hear that Meta's stealing privacy data. All right, they do have a screenshot providing a conceptual diagram, and I'm going to kind of do my best to walk through it. Unfortunately, can I just really quickly point out, like, when you don't have, when you have these screenshots, but you don't indicate any, like, starting point or flow, that's kind of annoying. Like, some of us are trying to work here. So it looks like Facebook and Instagram apps have cookies of some sort, some unique identifiers, and it's weird. It has something to do with like listening ports. So this is a little dodgy. Like, again, I'm basing this off of this infographic, but it looks like the apps themselves will open listening ports that are unique, I guess. Now remember, really quickly, just to go down the OSI track for a hot minute, there are 64,000 roughly potential listening ports, right? You have what is it? Is it 8 bits or 16 bits? Anyways, there's 64,000 possible listening ports, and the first like 1,000 roughly, maybe I would say like all in, maybe 2,000 ports are like kind of like private, not private, but like secured. Like port 22 is always going to be SSH. You're not going to stand up some listening service on port 22. Port 80, port 443, these are web traffic, unencrypted and encrypted. 3389 is Microsoft RDP, right? Like 51, 52 is DNS. Like, these are well known. But port 3075, port 61,000, port 40,222, those are all like free game. So it appears that these apps are kind of like setting up listening services or listening ports and kind of using that to correlate the identity of the Android user. It's gross. It's clever. Ooh, you're so clever, Meta. It's gross, though. So shout out to Google for sorting this out. Also, shout out to Apple iOS. I noticed they were omitted from the story as being impacted. I will tell you this Ars Technica article. Oh, hello. Hold on one second. See, do you see how this particular graphic actually has numbers to indicate to the viewer where to start and how to run it? Okay. If you'd like to get more into this, you can definitely check it out. I'll drop a link in chat. But, I mean, practically, this is going to get sorted out. My problem is that there's no accountability. Like, there's nothing. Meta's going to keep doing this. Why wouldn't they? It's just like, tisk, tisk, tisk. Don't put your hand in the cookie jar.
LummaC2 fractures as Acreed malware becomes top dog. LummaC2, a malware as a service info stealer first seen back in 2022 and used by various threat groups, lost its dominance after a coordinated law enforcement operation back in May. Checkpoint Research says Lumma's developers are trying to recover, but the reputation may be permanently damaged. A new stealer called Acreed, first observed by WebZ researchers on February 10th, has surged in popularity as a result. According to ReliaQuest, Acreed now is leading credential theft activity on the Russian market, a top dark web platform, with more than 4,000 uploaded logs in its first week.
All right.
Hewlett
So, all right, couple things here. Number one, Luma Info Stealer. I mean, I hear it called Luma Info Stealer. When Casually Joseph wakes up, maybe we can get some insights here. So I'm assuming the LummaC2 and Luma Info Stealer are basically, one in the same, right? 92% of Russia market credential theft log alerts. Hold on, I want to know if LummaC2. Okay. So I'm looking at the story right now. It says LummaC2, aka Luma Stealer. So if you guys didn't know, Luma is a malware info stealer. It's very effective, and in the last 2 weeks, it has been running roughshod on everybody. Okay, like Casually Joseph is probably dreaming right now about Luma Info Stealer. All right. What they're saying here is that Acreed, again, a malware I've never heard of, has unseated Luma Info Stealer as the top dog. Now, really quickly, I do want to point out, you can see here, law enforcement shut down Luma's infrastructure and seized the web domains. Okay. So they didn't dismantle Luma Stealer. They just took it down a peg. Okay. So think of a first-person shooter video game or a fighting video game. Again, bear with me because I played a lot of video games growing up. Like in a first-person game, it's like getting shot multiple times but not dying. Maybe you go uncon, right? So you're not dead, but you're kind of screwed up. Or a fighting game where like your competitor, your opponent just did like their special move and knocked your ass out, and then you got like the stars over your head. You're not knocked out, but like you're still damaged. That's what law enforcement did to Luma Info Stealer. So when you see that Acreed has taken it over, two things should resonate. Number one, it's not because Acreed is the cat's meow, right, or the bee's knees. It's because Luma Info Stealer took a huge step back. Acreed might be good, but they didn't take a huge step forward. Luma took a huge step back, and basically Acreed was still there in the front. What does this mean for you? Number one, in my opinion... Oh, did I swear? Sorry. What this should tell you is, number one, you should not sleep on Luma Info Stealer and ensuring that your detections are in place to prevent Luma Stealer from detonating correctly. And two, this Acreed malware, if it were me, I guess that's what I'm doing here in the first place. But for me and protecting my organizations, I would go look at Acreed malware and identify what the IoCs are for those for that malware variant, and then start putting detections in place. In fact, you can even leverage the community at large, where detections may have already been developed for Acreed malware, and ingest those instead of writing your own from scratch. Let me take a look really quickly. Oh my God, so hot right now. Look at this. Law enforcement was able to take down Lumma's main server by exploiting a vulnerability within the iDRAC, that's the integrated Dell remote access controller, which allowed them to wipe the server and its backups. So, you know, hey guys, I'm not going to be the guy who says don't do this, but this is, like the stories about Acreed malware being the #1 malware in the space. So, as a practitioner, go check out Acreed malware, look at the IoCs. In fact, I'll just show you what I would do. I would say in a Google search, Acreed malware IoCs. And here you go. Gemini has given us a whole bunch right here that you can certainly use. I would have to imagine that some of the larger ones like CrowdStrike and Microsoft and such could have these malwares. You could even go if you really wanted to get frisky. And again, be very careful using malware. If you don't know anything about malware, do not touch malware. But at Malware Bazaar, which is where I like to get my malware. Who doesn't like to get their malware from Malware Bazaar? Oh, excuse me one second while I figure out which one of the... Tap on things that run on fossil fuel? Are you frigging kidding me? Have you guys seen this CAPTCHA? Tap on things that run on fossil fuel? Is this a vacuum on a beach? How do I know whether or not these are EV helicopters? What in the heck? This is the dumbest CAPTCHA I've seen in a while. Okay, so check it out. This is so dumb. Tag Acreed. I don't even know if this will work. Nope. Acreed. All right, so I can't find... Sorry, this is like the worst tech demo ever. Again, I don't research or prep on these stories, so I don't know. You can see the signature here. Let's see if I can find... So, at least in Malware Bazaar, I'm not seeing Acreed ransomware, so that's not good. What I was going to say is basically you can download the malware and then detonate it in a sandbox. Let me do any.run really quickly. In fact, I'll do any.run during jawjacking since I'm doing jawjacking today. Anyways, let me just go deeper. So, guys, I promise you in the intro, and I promise you every day that I will go beyond the headlines for you, okay? This story, if you were to read this on the bus or whatever, yeah, okay, Lumma, Acreed takes over, right? Lumma, law enforcement took it down. Let's go beneath the headlines. Get ready to bust this one out in a job interview, okay? Let me bust this out in a job interview, okay? Check this out. Everybody that interviews you, if you're getting, like Phil Stafford's getting interviewed for a job, okay? Now, it's not exactly the job that would, like, this story would come up, but it's possible, okay? Oh, Raccoon Stealer is Acreed? Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, Raccoon Stealer is definitely in there. Look at this. Law enforcement was able to successfully infiltrate the main server by exploiting a vulnerability, and then they wiped the servers and the backups. This is 100% hack back. This is 100% defending forward. Law enforcement attacked the cyber criminals' infrastructure because they didn't patch it. You gotta patch it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is not law enforcement kicking in the door and just scooping up servers and then leaving. They literally hacked in and then did a very devastating wiper attack on the threat actors. So to me, this is a perfect example of a handgun can be used to commit armed robbery, or it can be used to defend your home. Law enforcement exploiting a known vulnerability and then doing essentially a wiper virus on servers and backups. Like, this is just short of law enforcement putting a ransomware note and telling Luma if they want their infrastructure back, they can pay crypto by a certain date, or they're going to release it to the Raccoon Info. They're going to release the source code out in the public. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, so if you are a student of Threat Actor Academy, go patch your C2 servers. Thank you, Priceless Pancake.
Packard Enterprise warns of critical StoreOnce auth bypass. Hewlett-Packard Enterprise has patched 8 vulnerabilities in its StoreOnce backup software, including a critical auth bypass flaw.
Whoa. Omatola Agbana, good to see you. It's been a minute. Always nice to see you in chat.
A CVSS score of 9.8. The bug stems from a faulty authentication method and can enable remote exploitation of other linked flaws. 3 RCEs, 2 directory traversal issues, and 1 SSRF bug. All versions before v4.3.11 are affected, with no mitigations offered beyond upgrading. The flaws were reported back in October 2024 and fixed after 7 months. No exploitation has been publicly found.
No exploitation's been publicly found does not mean exploitation's not occurring. I know that's obvious to some of us, but for those who are not, it's not obvious. It's a very important distinction. Plus, it's also why our job is super painful, because you can't prove a negative. You cannot say with 100% certainty that this is not being exploited at this time. All you can do is have confidence that you're not seeing it being exploited, which is why many of us in the industry drink. Okay, so check it out. Here's the deal. If you are running Hewlett-Packard Enterprise StoreOnce software, which sounds like it's a secrets keeper, there's oh my god, there's a bunch of these. CyberArk, I think, is one of these tools. Oh my god, I think CyberArk is one of them, right? Yeah. CyberArk is one of these identity and access management. Like, basically these tools that allow you to save credentials so you don't have to share them, you don't have to write them. People leave your company, it's easy to swap them out. I'm not saying CyberArk is good or bad. I'm just saying I want people to reconcile what this is. That's what I believe this solution is. I've never heard of StoreOnce. Oh, I'm sorry. What an ass. I'm such a clown baby. Excuse me while I self-deprecate.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
This solution, as it says in the story, is a disk-based backup and deduplication solution. So it's not store once credentials, it's store your data once. It looks like it's a backup solution that helps manage your data stores so you don't get all sorts of, like, sprawl of your data. So having said that, if you are using StoreOnce, send this to your IT infrastructure. If your teams are big enough and you have a data team, send this to them. It's pretty important. Now let's look at the EPSS score for this one. I'm at EPSSlookup.com. This one, you have 600ths of 1% of a chance of being exploited. So this is just one of those ones where it's a 9.8 CVSS score, but many of us are unlikely to get hit. Again, it's not being reported as exploited in the wild. It is an authentication bypass, which basically means you don't have to have credentials to get in there and do bad stuff. What I would say, for me, the way I would operate as a practitioner in this situation is I would make the data team or your IT team aware of this, and I would put it on not my risk register, but I would write it on my dry erase board, and I would follow up with them in a week's time and ask them where we are with this. There is a, I believe there's a version. You'd have to see what version the upgrade is and just check with them on the version control. Also, you want to make sure, not make sure, but you'd like to, version 4311 is where it's fixed. So you're looking for that or higher. And you also want to see if the StoreOnce solution is accessible. Where is it accessible on your network? Is it internet facing, which would be disgusting? But where is it and who can touch it? Okay, let's go.
Vodafone hit by record German data fine over rogue agents. Germany's Federal Commissioner for Data Protection fined Vodafone 45 million euros for GDPR violations. The regulator said that third-party sales agents acting on Vodafone's behalf committed fraud via fake or altered contracts. Vodafone was fined 15 million euros for failing to monitor these partners, but then another 30 million euros for weak customer authentication that let unauthorized parties access eSIM profiles. Vodafone says the issue stemmed from insufficient data protection checks, but claims it has since overhauled systems under new leadership.
Oh, all right. So check it out. Vodafone, basically this story, they're getting hit with fines. Dude, don't mess around with people's data and privacy in Europe. They will absolutely slay you. GDPR is like a sharp-nosed shark. Like, the teeth on GDPR are razor sharp, and there's multiple rounds of them. Here's the deal. I want to call your attention. Okay, so here, let's go beyond the headlines. Okay, so Vodafone gets hit. If you work in Europe and you're handling data, you can point to this and be like, do you want to be the guy cutting a check for X amount of $1 million? No. All right, let's keep going. Second of all, let's go beyond the headlines, and I want to point something out. They didn't say it explicitly in the story, but they alluded to it. The reason the data breach happened was because essentially Vodafone was allowing end users to have crappy passwords and not require multi-factor authentication. I forget exactly how they said it, but they said something about like weak authentication controls on user accounts, allowing people to access it. That basically equates to crappy passwords. Now, Vodafone basically took the L on this one and said that they've hired new leadership. So whether they fired the existing CISO or they hired a CISO, it doesn't matter. New leadership means fresh start, and people are willing to understand that. They also said they've corrected the issue, which means they're probably requiring stronger passwords and or multi-factor authentication. This is how you do it. Again, this is a conversation, or to me, a lesson learned. I'm trying to talk to people who are CISOs or aspiring CISOs or Director of Information Security. This is how you do it. As a contrast, you know how you don't do it? You want a case study in absolute donkey behavior? Check this one out. Oh God, what was it? What's the genomics company? What's the company that they just went bankrupt and they're getting acquired? They have all your DNA. The friggin' name of that company? Oh my God. Here, I'll put in genome DNA data breach. I think it's got a number in it. Oh, 23andMe. Yeah. So check this out. This is a case study on how not to do it. Check it out. And thank you everybody on 23andMe. Look at this. This is how you don't do it. 23andMe, a company, right? Vodafone is a tech company. 23andMe is a DNA company. It doesn't matter. They had people's information. Vodafone gets hit with a data breach, and they're like, hey, we've taken steps to fix it. Here's a new CISO. Like, let's get going and let's move forward and get past this. 23andMe, same problem. They had they had crappy passwords. I am so sorry. I need to be put in timeout, frankly. They have crappy passwords, no MFA. They get credential stuff to the tune of 1 million accounts compromised. And 23andMe's like, well, if our end users didn't have stupid passwords, if our end users weren't absolute idiots, we wouldn't have this problem. 23andMe, the press release said this.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Right? That is not how you do it, because you know what happens? These are the people that pay your bills. And when you call them idiots, that doesn't sit well with people. All right? All right, let's keep going. Also, hey, shout out to all the families and the people with kids in chat. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be cussing.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, Conveyor. Tired of herding cats to complete customer security questionnaires? Your team probably spends hours daily juggling the back and forth of completing these security requests. That's why Conveyor created Sue, the first AI agent for customer trust. Sue doesn't just handle completing security questionnaires and sending SOC 2 to prospects, she manages all the communication and follow-up as well. You simply get notified when everything's done so you can do a quick review. Stop wrangling cats and see what Sue can do for you at www.conveyor.com.
Let's go. All right. I don't know if we got any first-timers today. If you're a first-timer, if today's your first episode, hashtag first-timer in chat. We do like it. Keith Sloan said he'd like to sit down with me offline and have a conversation and see what I say. I will tell you, many of you in chat have hung out with me in real life. I will say I like to think I'm the same person in real life as I am on stream. I do use more... I do use more Boston-based language when I'm not streaming, if you will allow me. Guys, I want to say thank you very much to the stream sponsors, ThreatLocker, Barricade, Delete Me, Antisyphon. Mr. Frit is a first-timer. Runfish is a first-timer. Squad members, if you can help me welcome Mr. Frit and Runfish. Welcome to the parties, pal. Listen, I'm going to play the sound effect again for the first-timers. Listen closely. It's John McClane welcoming you to the party. All right, guys. Love this community. You guys are banging. Just super cool. Ernesto's paying into the swear jar.
Yep.
Thank you, Ernesto. Coffee Man, coffee cup cheers with the $4 super chat. Guys, thank you for covering the swear jar today. I appreciate it. We'll get our mom something nice. Stay tuned for Jawjacking. We're going to be I'll be showing you what any.run is. I've got it up right now. Hey, really quickly, in addition to all the wonderful stuff that we do on the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, I want to let everyone know that today we're going to be having 2 cyber chicks. This is a GRC-based podcast. This will be Steve Sprague, first-timer. Welcome, Steve Sprague. We're going to be talking about cyber warfare and geopolitics with David Cook. Elliot Matisse probably wants to get in on this. And then tomorrow, Thursday, guys, this is appointment viewing. Mick Baccio, DEF CON Goon, global cybersecurity advisor at Cisco, former CISO. This dude is awesome. I met him at RSA. We became best friends, or fast friends. And he's coming on tomorrow. I have no idea where the stories are going to go tomorrow. So come on down tomorrow, Thursday. Thanks, Chef TV, with the squad membership. Sierra Montgomery, happy launch day. Thank you very much, guys. All right, hey, guys. We got some more first-timers. Abukar Al-Haj. Welcome to the party, pal. All right, guys, let's jump ahead. Alpha Sierra is going to lead us off. She's our drum major. If you know the words, say them. You can, sing like nobody's watching, okay? The words are la, 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 la. I like to dance a little bit. Dude, love it, love it, love it. Let it wash over you in an awesome wave. Right, guys. Look at us just killing it like a bunch of bosses. Let's finish strong, everybody.
Crocodilis sharpens its teeth on Android users. The Android banking malware Crocodilis has expanded from Turkey to multiple new regions, including Spain, Poland, parts of South America, and also Asia. It spreads via fake apps, ads, and browser updates, and now adds fake contacts, steals crypto wallet seed phrases, and uses obfuscation to evade detection. Threat Fabric, which first spotted Crocodilis in test campaigns back in March, warns it's rapidly evolving into a serious global threat.
All right. So really quick, I don't know if there's any correlation here, but I do know Chris Rock is been in Turkey for a minute. There's an uptick on this info stealer malware. I'm not saying anything, but I'm saying. I'm joking. Chris Rock is great. I'm sure he's not behind the Crocodilis malware. Okay, guys, so seriously, dude, info stealing is so hot right now.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
LummaC2, Raccoon, and now Crocodilis. This one's targeting, this one's very specific. This is Turkish users on Android operating systems. How does it get on? It gets on through a fake banking app, phony browser updates, and malicious ads promising fake rewards. Okay. Can you please stop clicking on dumb stuff? Like if it says you're going to win money, you're not. Just like a virus, it has spread into Poland, Spain, South America, parts of Asia. The thing is, it's not like if my phone is infected by this, it's not going to infect Becky Gaylord's phone. The infections are coming from a centralized delivery mechanism. Think of a hub and spoke topology, where the hub is the distribution point and the spokes are each of our phones. So it doesn't spread like like COVID or something like that, okay? The malware has an updated feature, which means it can create new contacts in the address book, likely for social engineering, and can harvest crypto seed phrases. All right, Justin Gold, watch out for your crypto seed phase. All right, hold on. I'm trying to see if there's anything here that we can do. Threat actors have sneaked them onto the Android, Google's official Play Store. So just know that, hey, in my opinion, you should be really careful about installing apps that come from anything except the official Google Play Store. But even then, that's not a guarantee, as threat actors are able to sneak them in there. As many as 200 apps with 8 million installs are stealing financial data. Guys, all I can say is, in my opinion, you got to do your best to have passkeys, multi-factor authentication, all those things. If you are into Android malware, which is a very, very small subset, you can look into this if you want. Part of the indicator of compromise is this seems like really a lot of work, but the malware will the malware will create a new entry in your contact list that says bank support. So when you get a phone call or text message, it says bank support. Can I just tell everybody really quickly, and I'm sure that this is obvious to everyone, but dude, threat actors can spoof their name. You don't need to install a fake contact in my phone that says bank support. You can just spoof it to say bank support. So I don't know, feel like you're going a little bit out of the way here. TLDR, this is an attack vector. 1, make your end users aware of it. 2, make your executives aware of it. 3, if you can, I don't know what options there are for anti-malware solutions on Google Android devices, but what I would say is this probably won't flag as malware because you're literally, it's in the Google Play Store, you're installing it, you're opting into it, and it's doing the things it's supposed to do. So, yeah.
Exclusive. 1/3 of top U.S. cyber force has left since Trump took office. Axios reports that nearly 1,000 people in the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, also known as CISA, workforce, have left in the latest U.S. administration. This includes 600 recent voluntary buyouts and 174 deferred resignations, with additional cuts hitting contract teams like election integrity and DEI units. Critics warn the loss of key figures and shrinking resources could undermine U.S. cyber defenses amid rising threats. CISA leadership says it's still mission ready.
All right, so a couple things. One, this is yesterday's news, if you guys don't remember, We covered this. The story was that they are laying off 1,000 people. There's 3,600 or something like that. CISA employees. We called it out. That's about a third. So in today's news, it's another cut of the story. Normally, I grumble at CISO series for having duplicative stories 2 days in a row. Personally, I'll allow this one because it is, we did the math. This one's doing the math for us. Two things. Number one, I think this is terrible. Now, people will say, oh, there's bloat and Doge and all these other things. I know that they just did the math recently on the impact Doge had, and it was not the impact that Doge had financially, objectively speaking, about the numbers does not seem to map to what the mission was when Doge was originally created, as far as like the financial savings, right? So laying off these people is part of that. I get that CISA's mission has changed. I think when you cut a third of your workforce, there has to be some degradation in duty. Listen to me really quickly, okay? You work anywhere. I don't care if it's CISA or it's at a bank or it's at a manufacturing company. If you take a third of the staff and eliminate them, there's going to be impact. You can cut fat, right? Oh, there's bloat. This person's always doing special projects. You're fired. Oh, this person never shows up to work. You're fired. At some point, you're going to cut all the fat off, and then you're going to start shaving bone off, right? So a third of the workforce, I feel like we're going to have some issues. They did say that CISA's leadership says that they are still mission ready. If they say they're still mission ready, let's go. I'm super excited to hear that. I appreciate that they are still mission ready. I hope that that's a true statement and not one that they were, they're saying for, optics. Again, I am biased. I think CISA's mission is important. The election security one, like they basically gutted that entire capability. So now they don't have an election security one. We're not actively in an election, right? So this CISA election security thing won't present itself until 2026 and really in 2028. There's a lot that happens between now and 2028. I mean, we just finished the first 100 days of the new administration, and I need like a handkerchief to wipe my brow from all that's happened. So, not great. Not great. Also, really quickly, I want to point out there's a difference when leadership comes in. Say you're the new CISO and you come in and you're going to fire half your staff, or you're the new CIO and you're going to fire half your staff. That's fine. But listen, replacing staff with AI, replacing staff with automation, you can do that and you can not lose capability. But dude, you don't snap your fingers. This isn't a friggin' video game where you install an update and all of a sudden you have automation. Automation takes time. It takes trial and error. You have to do it very, very carefully, or you're basically saying, Jesus, take the wheel. And if it isn't set up properly, you can get all these, variants and problems. So yeah, I get it. But this isn't what they're doing. They're not laying off 1,000 people and automating their jobs. They're just firing them. So we'll see what happens. I'm not super stoked. I think, put it this way. Again, not a political show. I'm only speaking objectively on facts. But if you look at some of the situations, like as a parallel, a bunch of National Weather Service people got fired and 27 people died in tornadoes because they didn't have friggin' alert systems running off. Bunch of people got fired from the FAA, air traffic controllers. We had some serious issues on flights. They hired those people back. So the parallels here is I'm concerned that by firing or releasing or whatever you want to call a third of the CISA workforce, they still say they're mission ready, but I suspect there could be some degradation in mission that won't present itself until it presents itself, and then you'll have to course correct, okay? And basically, to me, the mission approach of let's fire everybody and see what breaks, that's fine for a tech startup. That's not great for a federal government, okay? And I'm just telling you, that's another thing that people do. Like, businesses will, like, here's a lesson learned based on this. Sorry to go off the rails here, but I will bring it back. This is something you can implement at your business. If you are trying to, say you do an audit of user accounts, right? And or an audit of applications, and you find applications or user accounts that don't make any sense, what you can do is you can try to figure out who owns this application, who owns this user account. And a lot of times you will get crickets. People won't say anything. You don't know if it's mission critical. You don't know if it's vestigial. Whatever it is, you're just like, I found these friggin' apps. I found these accounts. It's attack surface. It's risk. What are we doing? What people will do is turn it off and see who complains. And if you have done that in your world, let me know. Drop a hashtag preach in chat. You shut it off and you see who complains, because you have tried every way to find out proactively who these accounts and applications belong to, and everybody is telling you to go pound sand. So you're like, F it. The easiest way is shut it off and see who complains. That can lead to serious problems, and you got to be ready for that political blowback. But that's at a company and maybe a tech startup or something. This, I don't know if that's the right approach.
Case breach tied to bribed TaskUs support agents in India. A Coinbase data breach disclosed back in May has been linked to bribed customer support agents at Indian outsourcing firm TaskUs. Reuters reports that 2 TaskUs employees were caught stealing names, emails, social security numbers, and ID scans and passing them along to attackers in exchange for bribes. The breach was first detected in January. That was months before Coinbase made it public. Coinbase also refused a $20 million ransom, offering a bounty to identify the attackers instead. Nearly 70,000 customers were affected.
Bye, Allison Lynch.
And losses could reach $400 million. TaskUs has since shut down its Coinbase operations in India.
All right, insider threat resulted in compromise. This is why privileged access management and only given AC6 least privilege, only, and that's in NIST 853, give people access to what they need only, and that's it. This Coinbase breach is going to cost $400 million because some dude took a payoff. Let's say he got $1,000 to give his access to a threat actor. Bro, that sucks. The fact that a tech support agent in India was able to cause this much damage speaks volumes to your overall information security approach and how darked up it is. I also want to point out, I don't think any business should suffer a $400 million loss, okay? So I'm not saying it's okay, but I do want to talk about the stupid, ungodly amounts of money that crypto firms are having. Check this out. Axie Infinity Ronin Bridge. This happened probably in 2021. Hold on one second. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. This was March 2022. So whatever. I don't care. Axie Infinity's Ronin Bridge, Lazarus, the North Korean threat actor group, took them to the woodshed to the tune of $600 million. Do you know what Axie Infinity Ronin Bridge did? And this is like an Ethereum blockchain. This is a crypto thing, okay? They basically absorbed the loss, reimbursed all the victims who lost money, and kept on going. This is more than $500 million, and it wasn't anything more than a speed bump for them. This is the kind of money we're talking about. So again, I don't say Coinbase should accept this loss, but dude, $400 million, they're just going to keep on trucking.
The UK brings cyber warfare out of the closet. The UK published its 2025 Strategic Defense Review on June 2nd, openly committing for the first time to cyber warfare as part of an integrated military operation. The review proposes a centralized cyber EM command to coordinate cyber, AI, and electromagnetic capabilities across land, sea, air, and digital domains, citing 9,000 gray zone cyber attacks on UK military networks over the past 2 years. It also introduces the Targeting Web, a new AI-driven system for rapid, cross-domain decision-making and attacks inspired by lessons from the war in Ukraine.
Okay. Again, I went kind of long on some of these stories, so we're running behind. So I'm going to kind of speed run these. Okay, so the UK never publicly said they had an offensive cyber capability. Guys, nobody thought you didn't have a cyber offensive capability. You're a first world power. You're best friends with the United States. You have an offensive cyber capability for real. All right. Number two, this is straight up number one, DOD. The fact that law enforcement attacked Luma Steeler's infrastructure, the fact that the United States military has all this capability, this should come as no surprise, guys. Yeah, the UK's got an offensive capability. They're actively in, NATO support of Ukraine, quote unquote, proxy war, all these things. Welcome to 2020. Oh my God. Oh, the UK's got an offensive cyber capability. Oh, no kidding.
Malicious Ruby gems pose as Fastlane to steal Telegram API data. Socket researchers discovered 2 malicious Ruby gems masquerading as legitimate Fastlane CI/CD plugins. The packages reroute Telegram API traffic to attacker-controlled servers, harvesting sensitive data like bot tokens, message content, files, and proxy credentials. The attack exploits typo squatting and mimics real plugins' functionality and documentation. Socket warns that the gems are still live, and developers should uninstall them, revoke affected bot tokens, rebuild binaries, and block affected traffic. If you have some thoughts on the news from today or about our show in general, be sure to reach out to us at feedback at...
All right. Malicious Ruby gems poses Fastlane. So I'm not sure. I was responding to something else. So Fastlane, as far as I know, is the toll booth service in Massachusetts, and to steal Telegram API data. Okay. In this case, Fastlane is a CI/CD plugin, and Telegram is, obviously Telegram's super popular for threat actors for running their criminal enterprises. Let's see. What is this? Here's the deal. This is a supply chain attack. Threat actors have introduced malicious code into resource libraries in PyPy. And if you are a developer and you download and implement or import these Python libraries into your CI/CD pipelines, your DevOps pipelines, you are not only getting the functionality like a Trojan, but you're also having your data stolen, including sensitive information. So here's the TLDR. Number one, if you are running DevOps at your business, you should listen up. Number two, you should send this over to your dev team and just say, hey guys, so here is a ongoing attack by criminals around DevOps attacks, right? If you want to spell it out, you can say they're attacking libraries in PyPy around Fastlane CI/CD pipelines. I will tell you, most developers are tech forward, so they will be interested in this. You may not, here's my thing, they may not be, you may not be using Fastlane CI/CD pipeline plugins in your environment, but today it's Fastlane and tomorrow it's Whizbang and the day after it's FooBar and the day after that it's Kool-Aid Man CI/CD pipelines. So make them aware of this attack. This is like a category of attacks that developers should be aware of. All right. All right, let's go.
CISO series.
Okay, hold on. We got this cooking. We're a few minutes behind, so bear with me, guys. I want everyone to know, if you stay tuned, we're going to be pivoting directly into jawjacking, which would be an AMA. If you got questions, we got answers. I do have a 9:30 meeting with a client, so I need to jump to that at 9:30, but I'm all yours for the next 23 minutes. Reminder that 2 Cyber Chicks is coming up at 9:30 a.m. today. Erica McDuffie, Jack Scott, wonderful professionals in the GRC space. They're going to be talking about how threat actors are targeting America. It's a cyber warfare geopolitics episode. Shout out to all of you. I would love to know if you guys are interested. You can message me in chat or on Discord. I don't want to get super political and have a divisive discussion. But are you interested in a separate podcast on the channel around geopolitics? Elliot Matisse and I are discussing potentially launching a podcast around cyber geopolitics that is apolitical. Let us know. Elliot Matisse, he's in chat right now. It's definitely something that I want to refine and work through. And then obviously tomorrow, Mick Baccio, this guy absolute nails. This dude is amazing. We're going to be talking politics, lockpicking, global threat intelligence. Ooh, it's going to be hot, hot, hot. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Shout out to the mod team. If you're a first timer, thanks for being here. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, Flare Academy actually is at 11 a.m. Really quickly. Thank you for bringing that up. If you guys didn't, hold on. How do I, here's another like service today at 11 a.m. In fact, actually, Flare is who I'm meeting with at 9:30. Today at 11 a.m., Flare is offering an absolute free webinar, okay? Free webinar, 11 a.m. to 1, Introduction to the Ransomware Ecosystem. If you have time, right, if you're available 11 to 1 today, I would absolutely recommend you do this. I have to teach today from 11 to 3 p.m. or I would be here. I'm going to catch this on replay. Dudes, Tammy Harper is going to be giving a talk on everything that you need to know about the number one threat to cyber security right now: ransomware, negotiation, initial access, deployment, prevention, what the underground ecosystem really looks like. And the best part is right after she's done talking, you can go into Discord and ask her follow-up questions. Go check this out. Obviously, tell them Simply Cyber sent you so we can represent like a bunch of bosses. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Don't go anywhere.
Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? My name's Jerry Guy. I'm your host for Jawjacking. This is a 30-minute or 20-minute AMA. Ask me anything. I have 20 years of experience in cyber, 20 plus years. I've got multiple degrees, multiple certifications. I friggin' live, eat, breathe, love cybersecurity, and I love helping people. And the intersection of that Venn diagram is spicy. So let me help you. Please take advantage of my experience in order to level yourself up. Now, of course, it wouldn't be Jawjacking unless I said hello to those people coming over from the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief, hosted by, say it with me, that nerd, Dr. Gerald Auger. Oh my God, dude. Put a quarter in the swear jar, you nerd. Nerds aren't supposed to know cuss words. All right, guys, I'm here for you. Let's answer questions. I'm super excited. Shout out to the current June cohort in the personal branding for a career in cyber class. Tyson, Brian, Dave, Nick, Chris Whitlock, and Casually Joseph have been dipping in there. It's great. First question coming in from Zach Morrison. With the field being so broad, do you have any advice for someone like me who still doesn't know what part of the field to specialize in? I'm currently doing WGU. Yeah, Zach, you have two choices. What I would say, I'll pretend that you're my son, okay? My son's like, Dad, I want to work in cyber. I don't know what I want to do. Here's what I would say. Number one, keep sampling all the different things. Number two, if you really don't know what you want to do, I would recommend starting to lean into a SOC analyst role. Ms. Julian's birthday today. Happy birthday, Ms. Julian. Big fan of Ms. Julian. Longtime Simply Cyber community member. I can't say her first name because it activates my digital assistant on my desk here. Anyway, Zach Morrison. I would start leaning into SOC analyst roles or GRC analyst roles, simply because there's more of those in the market as far as junior opportunities. So you're more likely, take care, Jenny Housley, you're more likely to find a job and you're more likely to find people talking about those roles. And once you're in industry, you can pivot around. So that's what I would say to you. All right. All right, so if you have a question, put a Q in front of it. So Keith Sloan says, how about CVE 2025-5419? I don't remember which one that is. So let's put it in the old EPS lookup tool and take a look. 5419. This is EPSSlookup.com. So this one has 21% worse, 7/100ths of a chance. This was a Google Chrome out of bounds write, allowing a remote attacker to potentially exploit a heap corruption. You'd have to be sent to that maliciously crafted URL page. Definitely make sure that your Google Chrome is updated. I just did about, and I'm updating my Google Chrome right now. Very easy. Click on the 3 ellipses, go down to help, and then do update. I am actively doing my patch management right now. You gotta patch it. And I'm patched. So next time I launch my Google Chrome, I'll be set. Thank you very much, Keith Sloan. Everybody, I don't recommend doing it while you're live with us right now, but all right. Everybody's loving on Ms. Julian's birthday. I love it. I love it. I love it. Alpha Sierra is sharing that with a .edu account, you can get a discount on Hack the Box. Very cool. It's Jake Break says, what would be some good steps to take to go from security engineering, working on deploying vendor security tools, to an AppSec position? Well, it's Jake Break. I mean, you are doing... so when you say AppSec, one quick point. So app security does have some nuances. You could be helping secure the code of the application. You could be doing, unit testing of the application as it goes out. You could be doing black box, like pen testing of it to see if it breaks. What I would say is, I mean, your security engineering role definitely supports that. On the vendor security tools that you're deploying, if any of those, here's what I would do. If any of those tools can support application security, I would start leaning into that. Find opportunities where your current role does already do some app security type activities, so you can start getting that resume built out. Also, if you want to get into the code side of things, start playing with code review tools. Maybe even, it depends on how deep down the rabbit hole you want to get, but you could get into like assembly and IDA, looking for software exploitation opportunities. That's really down the rabbit hole as far as technical goes. If you want to keep it a little higher, if it's web application security you're interested in, you could start getting smart with Burp Suite and doing those type of things. Basically, what I would suggest is, under your current role, try to expand the capability, whether you're asked to or not, in your free time, to doing app security type activities and delivering value, and then you can kind of pivot in there. Also, for everybody listening, no matter what the job is you want to go find open job recs, like 3 to 5 open job recs for the role you want, and look for the commonalities of those 5 roles. And if you don't have those skills or you can't meet those requirements, put that on your short list of skills to develop and figure out ways that you can kind of get those skills, hopefully, through your current role. I hope that answers your question. It's Jake Break. Let me know in chat, Jake, if it does, and if it doesn't, let me know. Roswell UK says, okay, they're talking geopolitics. Oh, I just got lightheaded. Paul says he's a veteran software tester looking to transition into cyber. Which job aligns with software testing? Will AI eliminate my automated software testing role where I write Python scripts to verify requirements? So AI will... So a couple things. One, AI can help you write those scripts quicker. Long-term, AI will be able to do the automated pieces of that. But what I will say is, Paul... think about these automated tools as unlocking your ability to focus on the fringe use cases. As a software tester, Paul, and for everybody in chat, just so you know, I used to be a software engineer like 1,000 years ago. But normally, unit testing, software testing, you're like the 80% of use cases are covered by scripts and stuff. It's the 20%, the fringe cases, that are the ones that are like less likely. So you have an input field. Yes. Does it take a number? Does it take a letter? But what happens if you pass in Unicode? What happens if you pass in negative numbers? What happens if you pass in a file or something like that, right? Like fuzzing, like those type of things. What if you pass in nothing? It's the fringe cases that require ingenuity and thoughtfulness that, you know, AI may not get. I definitely, you know, I do think that humans are still in the loop. Unfortunately, I am a bit of a, I hate to be such a wet blanket because I am a very optimist person, a very positive person. Even though I drive like I'm from Massachusetts and I get angry instantly. I do think AI is going to displace a lot of people. Also, no one asked me this question, but I'm going to share it with you. I think the time horizon that people are looking at for AI is way too long. People are like, oh, 3 to 5 years. I don't think so. I think 12 months AI is going to cause a lot of displacement, which is a polite way to say take people's jobs. Scout, what if one is not able to update their Google Play Store? I mean, no, well, okay. So Scout, what I would say is remove apps from your phone or your device that you don't need. Try to keep it clean. Try to keep it light and thin. BTB says, what's the best way to handle encryption on external drives in healthcare, especially if you don't have a solution like Intune? Yeah, that's a problem. You can do a couple things, BTB. You can provide your workforce with hard drives that have built-in encryption. Like I have this one, right? Oof. Iron Key, right? This one does AES 256 encryption by default. I have a video on the channel for it. You can provide solutions that costs capital expenditure, which CFOs are not going to be a big fan of. You can not allow external hard drives, but that's not going to work. End user awareness training. Honestly, BTB, this is not a great answer, but I'm going to be real for a second. This is a situation where you have to do CYA or cover your butt, where you can educate and provide as much as you can to your end users and then be prepared to handle the fallout of an external drive falling into the wrong hands and getting leaked or data breached, okay? It's not great. It's not great. But, dude, I worked in healthcare for a number of years. Healthcare is a great environment. Clinical care, they don't care. They just want to get the work done. I've seen it happen multiple times. Educate, educate, educate. And give them the tools. Here's another thing. Whether it's healthcare or anywhere else, people will do the right thing if you give them the tools to do it. With CMMC being implemented soon in defense contracts, what do you recommend one should do to stay current? Well, you can join the AB Cyber Command, I think it's called. They're providing updates all the time. Jacob Horn on LinkedIn is a great resource for CMMC. I'm trying to do some CMMC stuff. What I would say, Jerome Johnson, is look for CMMC readiness and get familiar with the 800-171, the controls required for the 800-171. Those are the things that I would do. 800-171 is the NIST special publication that basically declares what controls CMMC are required. C. Tolleson says, and by the way, guys, some days the questions flow like water. Some days it's dry. You guys are ripped the dam down and this thing is flooding. I know you probably get this question all the time, but I just got an associate's in cybersecurity. What's a good starting cert and what job should I be on the lookout for? C. Tolleson 7, first of all, congratulations on the associate's degree. Rick Flair, what do you say? Nice. Second of all, Security Plus is kind of the the cert to get to start. It's a fine cert. Most HRs and companies use it as a gate or as an HR qualifier. So definitely get the Sec Plus if you can. After that, it's more of a financial game. And then jobs to be on the lookout for. It depends what you want to do. That's the first thing, C. Tollison 70. What job you want to do, right? Cyber. Saying you want to work in cyber is like saying you want to work in science. You need to be a little bit more granular than that. GRC jobs are great. Look for audit jobs. And then SOC analyst jobs are also pretty good. Although you will get ground up, chewed, and spit out in a SOC analyst job. So get ready for that. Just look no further than Casually Joseph and what he looks like. Hold on. Hold on one second. I know this is going to be funny, okay? And I know this isn't canon accurate, so please don't flame me, if you will. But this is going to be correct and funny. Hold on. I'm getting a Casually Joseph. Oh, here we go. Okay. Really quickly, C. Tollison. I'm a huge fan of GRC. SOC analyst work is wonderful, and it will be rewarding, and you will learn a lot. But I also want to point out, Casually Joseph recently jumped into an MDR. This is Casually Joseph right here. This is Casually Joseph, day one at Palo Alto's Unit 32. I think he's been there about 50 days. This is what he looks like right now. This is a live look in at Casually Joseph 50 days into an MDR SOC. So just, you know, you might see a little bit of growth here. I'm having fun. All right. Hope that answers. Boban says, do companies put booby traps in their data? Yes, they're called honeypots, honey tokens, honey accounts. Go take John Strand's Active Defense and Cyber Deception class at Antisyphon, and that will be what you need. Fred on from Ghana says, 100% agree with your take on automation and CISA. In your experience, why is automation so important? Automation's awesome because it's consistent. It does the same thing. It's predictable. It's a force multiplier. It's speed. Like, this is why SOAR, security operation and orchestration, is so valuable. That's why, like, dude, if you can set up automation, you're less likely to have mistakes made. You know, if you hire someone new, the automation's going to continue to do it the right way, not like how the new person's going to do it. Thanks for asking the question, Fred on. Hey, really quickly, Kathy Chambers, everybody, say hello to Kathy. If you don't know Kathy Chambers, amazing professional, definitely worth knowing. All right, I'm continuing to look through chat. We've got about 4 minutes until 2 Cyber Chicks is going to melt your face. All right, looking for questions. Put a Q in the front. Here we go. Jerome says, with CMS... Oh, I already answered that question. Michael Fink says, how can we make ourselves more resilient to AI? Should I just quit and be a sheep farmer? No. I mean, I wouldn't do that. If anything, I would use AI to augment yourself. I'm a big fan of Be the CEO of You, right? Use AI to automate, to help build a portfolio, to help orchestrate. Like right now, I'm actively using AI and learning AI to do all sorts of things. In fact, I'm in the middle of a massive client project that I'm supposed to be delivering by the end of June. And I'm looking forward to being done with it because as soon as I'm done, I'm going all aboard the AI train. So stay tuned for that. But if you want to become a sheep farmer, that's cool. I will tell you, you know, AI is not going to replace plumbers, electricians, carpenters. I'm not saying that you guys should quit cyber and become tradesmen or tradeswomen. I'm just saying it's not, you know, AI. We're not going to be like floating in space like Wall-E. Harold says, thanks for all the resources. You're welcome. Guys, I got to tell you, it's an app. And by the way, congratulations on the promotion. Guys, it's an absolute pleasure and an honor. It's an honor to be able to do this show. The fact that you guys show up every day for the show, it's an honor. Maurice says, do you know if there will be a pre-recording on YouTube for the Flare Academy webinar? Do you need to register? I do not know. I have a meeting with Flare, like literally in 3 minutes. I will ask them, Maurice Martin. I hope to God it's available on replay. I've answered all the questions. Ooh, sweet. All right, guys, it's been good. I'm going to say thank you for all the questions. Thank you for all the fun. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoy the vibes. For the PBCC students, we will be kicking off day 3 at 11 a.m. I hope the hell you're getting value from it. Taekwon Gong says, how do you stop negative mental loops? Honestly, Taekwon Gong, I have gotten burned out. I have gotten negative. What I would say is, either ask somebody else or ask yourself, like, hey, what's 3 things that I did that I'm proud of? Could be something small, right? I did this. For me, momentum. Momentum is valuable, okay? Momentum. Keep doing something, man. 1% better. Don't think about trying to boil the ocean. Think about just getting that next thing done. Also, hey, quick shout out. This is selfish, but I loved it. I don't know if you guys caught I just want you MTV Caught in the Act Double Life last night, but the first episode premiered last night. I'm excited. June 10th, 9 p.m. My first episode of Caught in the Act Double Life. If you guys didn't know, and I usually don't like self-promote like this, but I was cast in an MTV show, and it's premiered last night, but I'm in 8 of the 12 episodes, and my first episode is June 10th. So I hope you guys can check it out. It's not really a Simply Cyber thing, it's a me thing, but I'm really proud of it, and I'd love to share it with y'all, if you can. Ooh, looks like we're ready for 2 cyber chicks. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go raid 2 cyber chicks. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Thank you for everything y'all do. Thank you to the mods for all their support. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. And until next time, stay secure.